K6MYC 222 Bozo Net. I think I heard you in here, Erden, or somebody earlier. Who was it that I heard earlier in here? K6MYC standing by. QRZ 222, K6MYC. Okay, I'm hearing somebody very weak. I'm pointed toward the Bay Area, more or less. Let me go up a little further in the Bay Area. QRZ 222, Bozo Net, K6MYC.
K6MYC from Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar. I wonder if you can copy me there, Mike.
Yeah, copy you fine, Paul. K6WYS 637, K6MYC. Good evening. And a nice signal so far. I've heard only one voice in here. I don't think it was you earlier. Over.
Right, I just swung down from the Clear Lake area. I was having a chat with N1PPP. So you've got a 5x5 signal here, and I'm pointed actually into the Bay Area. It's a pretty wide range of beam angles I can get you 5x5, so it's not too precise, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, no problem. I got good copy on you. And boy, it's hot here. We're back to 110, 113, something like that. I don't know where it ended up, but still mucho hot.
Right, I don't know how hot it got here because I was in the Bay Area working today. But by the time I got back here at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, it was still about 99 degrees here, over.
Are you in the car or on the motorcycle?
Motorcycle, and it was cooking hot. It was definitely in the hundreds in the valley. After I got to Fairfield, the Bay Area, the cool temperature, it just dissipated and it just went into a cooking oven, over.
Yeah, I'll bet you got into the cooking as you were crossing the valley, no doubt about that. Oh boy. I hope you wet your scarf. You have to take your white scarf, your riding scarf that you always have around your neck when you're riding a motorcycle, and you have to soak that in water before you go over.
Hey, good evening, Mike.
Hey, good evening, Fred.
Yeah, big signal for 222, Fred. What did you do? You running 100 kilowatts there or something?
No. Hey, good evening to you, Paul. You're like at 10/9, which is amazing. We have great conditions tonight. Both you and Mike are just booming in here, and I haven't done anything.
Yeah, what's your Bozo number, Fred? Say it so Judy can hear it.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, it's Bozo 507 86SOK. And, yeah, geez, great conditions. That's amazing. You're 20/9.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's hope it continues tomorrow night on 1296. It would be wonderful to work people that are... There's a couple of new guys coming on tomorrow night on 1296, so we should have some newbies. A couple of guys have gone off. One guy's down in Gilroy there, W6JKN. You can probably hear him from Gilroy, and you can probably hear the Bay Area people also.
Yeah, 1296 has been very disappointing. Every Tuesday night, it hasn't been very good for a long time. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the heat or something. But boy, this 220 condition tonight is just absolutely excellent.
Yeah, no kidding. You're like in the room with us here. It's about 80 in the shack here, maybe a little more than 80 in this room. And I've got to go get Judy in here. Judy's here, but she's been in and out, and I got to make sure that she knows the net's starting here. Anyway, she's probably trying to finish up the dishes, although there wasn't too much. We just had hamburgers tonight. Matt came home after a 4-day journey. Actually, he was gone from Wednesday on, so we hadn't seen him for quite a while. Anyway, good to hear you. And we've got Paul in here and perhaps some others. I've got N1 PPP listed as well, Paul, so we've got all three of you there. And it'll be interesting to see if we have the same kind of propagation. If you can stick around for when I get the antenna around toward you on the direct path, Paul, it'll be interesting to see if the propagation is the same. Usually more QSB on that path as we have more stuff in the way. Anyway, let me shoot it to you, and you can finish up with Fred, and then we'll see who else is on in the Bay Area. And K6 Whiskey India Sugar with KD6SOK, K6MYC.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. This is K6WIS returning. Yeah, both you and Fred, KD6SOK, you both have a 5x6 actually signal here. I forgot to put a 3 dB attenuation on, because of the noise up in the northwest there, but you're both 5x6, so that is higher than normal. So excellent conditions, and I'll stick around for when you try the direct path there, Mike. So back to you, Mike, net control. See if any more stations in the Bay Area there. K6WIS, over.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Paul. And we'll look for you on the direct path in a few minutes here. Here's the first couple on the 222 net. 222.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So let's see. We got the Bay Area. I'm pointing the Bay Area, but I'm also listening for Monterey and Santa Cruz particularly. KW6S should be in here. KW6S, Kilo Whiskey 6 Sugar, or K6MYC. Tom, are you there?
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I'm here.
You certainly are. Okay. Very good. Very strong signals from the Bay Area. I could probably come back your way a little bit here, and let's see. Let me come back your way into the 70s. There we go. That should be a little better for you. Anyway, no problem copying. KW6S 610. And Judy just walked in the shack here, so she's getting rolling here.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, you were right at just almost S9, and then you moved the antenna, and you're about S9 plus between 5 and 10. So, yeah, it did make a little difference, but I wouldn't have known it if I wasn't watching the meter. And, yeah, we've been having some hot weather here up in the mountains where I've been doing some work, but down here in Santa Cruz it's staying pretty nice, so I'm guessing you're still getting your heat wave there.
Well, we were again probably pushing every bit of 113. It was 113 the last couple of days, and if it was much different from that today, I'd be very surprised because it feels like just about the same temperature. The pool by now is really, really lukewarm. You could just walk right into the pool. You don't even know you're walking into a different temperature zone. It's amazing. Over.
Yeah, I remember swimming pools always being kind of a shock when you stepped into them.
Yeah. Anyway, good to hear you. Thanks for checking in here. And, of course, we'll look for you a bit later on 6. Maybe you can remember to keep an ear out for us on 6. I'm a little bit hampered. I don't know if I'm hampered or not. When I came in the shack tonight and I turned on the controller for the 6 meter and the 220, not 220, but 6 meters, 20 meters, 40 meter system, the big system on the hill, the 9-element 6 meter antenna. I turned on that rotator controller and it was dead. It was working this morning because I rotated it back and forth between the guys I was talking to up north. And so it worked this morning, but it didn't work this afternoon. So we had several little glitches with power outages because my inverter doesn't like it when it gets real hot. So it goes on and off, and I think one of those probably got the control box there. I Probably should just shut these things off when I'm not using them, as long as we've got this intermittent condition. I'm running on PG&E again. From about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the system gets flaky. I got plenty of battery. I got 100% of batteries, but the inverter's hot, and it's shutting down to temperature, which it should do, but I'd rather not have it do that. Anyway, we're looking into getting some cooling for it. Anyway, back to you, Tom, and I don't know if you copied Paul in there, but Paul is in here from Placerville. KW6 Sugar, Santa Cruz, in the group, K6MYC.
No, I did not hear Paul. I'll move the antenna up in his direction when we get done here. And, we'll try to keep in mind that cooling the equipment is, like I think you said last night, trying to cool something with 113-degree air isn't going to get you very far. But anyway, I'll be here on 6 meters later, and I think I'm going to be over with some of the guys, local guys on 10 meters, but I monitor both at the same time, so I'll hear you when you get around. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, okay. Well, what I was commenting on was when I hooked it up, when I hooked up the new controller, I set it to the heading I believed I was at, which was 330. And then I glitched it, and I lost the heading, pushed the wrong button and lost the heading, so I had to guess it. So I could be off 5 or 10 degrees, but I'm sure we'll hear you. And if it's critical, I can probably peak the thing and recalibrate it. I didn't bother to go through the calibration procedure because we were riding right up to net time here. All right, Tom, thank you, 7-3, and thanks again for checking in here, as always, on 222. Back into the Bay Area. Let me go back that way a little bit. There we go. Middle of the Bay Area or higher. And Fred, you're probably still hearing us here. Does the conditions still look okay, Fred?
They look great, Mike. They're excellent conditions. I've never heard 220 this good before. This is fantastic.
Okay, very good. Let's see who else might be in here. 222 Bozo Net from K6MYC, Central California, standing by.
WA6AXX, Whiskey Alpha 6 Alpha X-ray, X-ray 773, no traffic.
There you go. Thank you for doing that. Judy heard all of that, I'm sure, Ed. And there was somebody else underneath you, but you've got the bodacious signal there. WA6AXX 773. Yeah, and that's Ed, of course. Yeah, but Judy says thank you for doing that, Ed.
Well, you're welcome, Judy. Thank you for logging.
Okay, thank you for logging. She's not logging in the truest sense. She doesn't have spikes on her boots or anything. Log rolling. Okay, who else was the other one that came in at the same time? K6MYC listening?
Yeah, the guy with the lower tower, WB6JNN.
Oh, well, you're loud too. Boy, the conditions are superb tonight to the Bay Area. Apparently, Jim, Fred, KD6SOK's loud, and you are also loud. WB6JNN285, Jimmy. Little Jimmy Eagleson. He's not so little anymore, are you?
I got shorter hair, too.
Yeah, okay. Well, shorter and cooler. Again, very warm here today. Looks like we're not going to change for several days. It's just boiling here. But I went in the pool 3 times with my T-shirt on and came out and worked until the 3rd time I'm in a shirt now that was soaking wet 2 hours ago, and it's dry as a bone already. So it's really hot and it's really dry here. Over.
Yeah, well, it's still 93 degrees here, so I can't, not in the shack here. It's only 79.5 outside, so it's cooling off.
79.5, huh? Now, good thing it isn't 80 degrees. You'd be really in the dire straits there. Okay, anything new to report? Have you been flying anything, or is it just too hot to do that?
Too hot in the middle of the day, and the wind comes up. Right now I'm flying a
rubber-powered plane. It's a fairly big one, about 27 inches, I think. But it's blown around a lot, so I don't do it in the midday. And in the morning, I didn't make it out today because they were working on the street in front of my house and blocked me into the driveway. But I plan to go out after the net here and go and fly it. I flew it last night and had a good session with it, and only hit a tree once.
Yeah, you should have pretty good flying conditions up to about 9 o'clock. It's still light here. Probably a little darker here at 9 o'clock than for you. You're half an hour more daylight than I've got here. Anyway, good to hear you, and nice signal, easy copy on out of the speaker tonight, and Judy's copy and everything. All right, QRZ, Bay Area, Bozo Net, 222. Who else do we have? I'm sure there's somebody else out there. Let's see, KB6BA, I think, has 222, but he's away. He's on a trip. He's on a hike or on a hiatus, so he'll be gone. Let's see, W6PQL, are you around? I don't hear Papa Queen London. Let's see, who else do we have over there that has 222? KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, I don't think has it. We haven't heard anything from Russ for a week or two now. He came back from the hospital with a new heart valve, and I think he's off and running, and we'll never be able to catch him again. K6KLY, Belmont, are you there? Okay, nothing heard from Belmont. Boy. KT2G, I think, is probably still in Italy. I think his mother is has either in the hospital or has passed away, and that's going to drag out for him, I'm sure. Anyway, one more try for the Bay Area. Ed, do you have anything up on your side that's new and unusual? Over.
Yeah, he must have gone away. I'll call WB6J and then anybody else in the Bay Area for 222. Go ahead. Mighty quiet.
Mighty quiet. Okay, well, I'll come back. We'll catch somebody somewhere here. I'm going to go up to Oakley and see if we can pick up N6RO. So here we go to Oakley.
711.
Okay, there's John. Good evening, John. K6MI. K6 Mexico, Italy, 711. And you're sounding strong tonight, John, over.
Oh, you are as well. It's quite hot out there. And other than that, just trying to repair some of the radios that we used on field day and the VHF contest.
Yeah, well, whatever you've done lately in the shack, you have had no distortion. We went through a period for a while that you were intermittently distorting on 222 and a couple of the other bands, but you sound good tonight, John, over.
Right, this is the new 222 setup. I still haven't changed over 432 and 2 meters. That's the old setup still. But, yeah, this is all good, and eventually I want to be able to remote all the bands up through 1.2 from the DMO5 site as well.
Yeah, that'll be good. Is Adam helping you with that?
Aaron's going to be helping me, and yeah, Andy, KN6HQQ, and Tom, WB6HYD. Yeah, we've got, it's a long, big project, but it's quite fun. We have 4 cameras up there now, so I can survey the property all the time. We do have 432, 2 meters, well, and 80 through 6 remoted up there, but only with dipoles.
Yeah, okay. Well, it sounds like it's coming along in a good shape, John. It'll be nice to be able to operate from the house where you are there. When you have good conditions and good band openings, you have a lot better openings up there on the hill at 6,000 or 7,000 feet for sure, particularly on 6 meters. I'm sure it could be a huge benefit. Okay, well, you're sounding good, and the new setup is working really, really nice. So congratulations on getting that going. All it takes is time and work. K6MI, K6MYC for your final, and we'll take a standby and see if anybody else is in here before we look for N6RO.
Very good. Yeah, I'm still fighting a computer that doesn't want to transmit audio, but always something. K6MI.
Yes, it is. Always something. We go from one thing to the next here. All right, let's see. I'm pointed up toward Oakley, and let's see if Ken is in there this evening. N6RO, N6 radio operator, N6RO, K6MYC 222. Okay, he's probably eating. We're having a Zoom meeting, so we'll probably have to come back to get Ken, or we'll get him in a few minutes whenever he checks in. We already have Clear Lake, so I'm going to go dashing right up to Sacramento here. And there's the heading that should be very close to Darren. KJ6KFB, I'm pointed right at you, Darren. Hopefully we can hear you 20 watts here on this band, or is it 8 watts on this band? I can't keep track of your high power adjustments there. KJ6KFB, K6MYC, over. Okay, Darren's out for a walk with the wife. That's not likely. It's probably 110 degrees out there. So he's hunkered down somewhere. We'll go up and get Bill. Bill sounds like he's on a recovery trail there. Let me get the antenna toward you, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC. Yeah, there you go. Now I hear you just fine, Mike. K6MYC in the Bozo group, KO6KD number 776. I hear you quite well. 98 degrees outside here in Roseville, over.
What was the last comment? It's 100 outside?
Just under 100. We got up to, I think, 107 here today.
Yeah, I don't know what it is outside here. I'm sure it's a little over 100. It was still very, very warm at 6 when I was out, 6 and 30. Still very, very warm. It didn't seem like it had cooled at all, which is normal. We were still 100 degrees last night at 8 o'clock, as Judy reported. So good to hear you, and thanks for checking in this morning, and hopefully we'll catch you on tomorrow, and we'll get a chance to see how the backstay antenna works with Bob up there, K7VO. He will be down, of course. He will be running lower power. I don't think he's got just 100 watts with the backstay, but we should be able to copy him here. And never know, he could be really good over the water, but he's got a water shot now, even at the home QTH. Back to you, Bill, and have you heard Darren at all tonight, over?
Negative. Have not heard Darren at all tonight. It's kind of unusual, but I don't know, he's on the garage. It's probably warm, but he's in the south part of the county, so it shouldn't be more than maybe the lower 90s out there where he's at. It's much cooler. Yeah, we were 107 today, and we're currently 98 degrees outside. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to seeing how I'm able to copy Bob tomorrow, and hopefully the backstay antenna and the 100 watts will work just fine on 40 meters. If I'm not able to hear him, you should be able to, and so we may have to just put up with that. But I'm excited to see how it may work. So we'll just have to stick around and give him plenty of time to get underway. So we may have to stick around until 9 o'clock or thereabouts just to give him time to get going. All right, anyway, I'll go ahead and keep it short, and we'll look for you here. We'll get tuned up over on 6 meters, and probably you will not hear me again because the radio doesn't work very well over there. But we'll give it a try nonetheless. K6MYC and Bozo Net, KO6KD.
Well, you really don't know what the conditions are going to be like. The conditions on 222 are really spectacular into the Bay Area tonight. Very solid signals, particularly from South San Jose. Fred, KD6SOK, has a kind of a marginal system in the past on 222, but he was just really strong. Best signal out of the Bay Area of all the people, except for Ed, who's got the hilltop location there in Los Gatos. Anyway, fine and dandy. We'll see you on 6 after a bit, hopefully, and I'm sure we'll hear you. We'll get you logged in one way or the other. It may not be conversational, but we'll see. Yeah, the audio on the ASU on 6 meters just sounds thin, and you've heard that before. The signal seems to be okay, but this doesn't have any body to it, so it doesn't hold the background noise down. All right, let's see. How about John? Let me go up a little bit. Well, we're not going to have John on this band, are we? We don't have anybody else. That's your direction for 222, but I'll take a listen anyway. Is there anybody that wants to check in on 222? Maybe even KE6ILX might be there tonight. He's going to try 1296 tomorrow, Bill. He's got his 1296 25-watt system running and a long Yagi, so he should be in on 1296 tomorrow. That'll be exciting. All right, from Charlie Mike 99. QRZ, anybody on 222 Bozo Net here for in the Sacramento area or parts in between or beyond? K6MYC.
This is Kilo 6 Whiskey Initial on the direct path. If you could copy me, Mike.
Well, I'm going to move the antenna a little bit more. Give me a little more chatter, Paul. Over.
Your signal is marginal. K6NYC, this is K6WIS. If you maybe head a little bit further north up towards 320, 330 degrees, maybe that might be the optimum heading. And good evening there, Bill. Copy you 557. Good signal here into the foothills. Connect control. Did you manage to find me with your antenna there, Mike? Over.
Okay, well, you're Q5 with flutter. And I'm pointed at 342 degrees, way off of where you would normally be. Now I'm going to rotate down all the way to 320, and I'll call out the steps in 5 increments. That's 335, 335, 335. There's 330, 330, 330. About 325, 325, 325, down to about 320, 320. So I'm going to come back up to 340 very quickly, because your best copy for me at 340 here. Coming back up to 340. There we are, 340 plus a little bit. K6 Whiskey, India, Sugar, K6MYC.
Wow, that was a sharp drop-off. K6NYC, this is K6WIS. As soon as you started turning, you dropped from S9 to S7, and when you said 335, you were dropping below S7, and then you kind of disappeared almost into the noise about S1 or 2. So, yeah, it's pretty sharp here on the direct path, and 345, wow, that is quite far north, more than usual, over.
Yeah, but you're strong too. Very light, very easy armchair copy now in this direction. So who knows? Whatever works, Paul. We see something different all the time on this band. I don't think we'll ever be all 100% smart, huh? Thanks for the double check here. We'll look for you on 6 meters in a few minutes here. KW6S, no, that's not right. K6WIS, K6MYC. Thank you.
Roger, Mike. Yeah, 73s, K6WIS clear.
Okay, anybody else before we go to Nevada? I think I'm hearing a weak voice way in the background there, but we won't worry about it. It's not coming out of Nevada. Here's Nevada. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, or KE7UQL, KE7UQL. Either one of you guys copy. Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie, 222 Bozo.
Yeah, car 5, John Kilo 5, really testing to hand it.
didn't get an identifier, and you're pretty weak here. I do not have the Bluetooth on, so I didn't get recognition on your voice. Who is that, over?
272, KE7, UQL, over.
Oh, there you go. You're coming up loud now. A little bit off frequency, Daniel. KE7UQL. KE7UQL 272. Got it now. And take a transmission and tell me if you've heard anything from Larry here. KE7UQL, Carson City, K6MYC.
Negative on hearing N7WT. Am I back on frequency at this time? KE7UQL, over.
Okay. Well, you certainly could copy here now. Thank you, Daniel. KE7UQL, we'll take another standby for Larry. I moved the antenna over to about 10 degrees azimuth, 10 degrees past 360, so I'm north plus 10 for you, and sometimes we get you best at that heading. And then Stan, it comes in at about 14 degrees, which is as far as I can go, without going all the way around the other way. Anyway, good signal, Daniel. Great to hear you on 222 with a good signal here. Let me go back a little bit and see if we can get Larry. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, K6MYC. This is N7WT. You probably should have left the antenna more toward Daniel. You went from S9 to about S7. Anyway, good strong signal tonight, Mike. K6MYC, this is number 657, November 7 Whiskey Tango, and DMO8, over.
Very good, Larry. Solid copy and very stable, very easy copy, no flutter to speak of, and good to hear you.
Call again.
N7 Whiskey Tango. N7 Whiskey Tango. Yeah, maybe Judy's not sure when you say N7 whether it's Mike 7 or November. She doesn't know that there's no such thing as an M in this country, so you might just say November 7. What?
She does now.
Oh, she does now, he said. Judy knows now that there's only N's for Novembers, and kilos and W's, and alphas and a few other weird designators. Back to you, Larry, and then we'll look for you, of course, on 6 meters. I may be a little bit flaky on 6 until we get a heading on you. I lost a controller somewhere through the day, so we had to throw a no controller on here, and I may not be calibrated perfectly here. But it seems to be moving the antenna. That's the main thing. The other one was dead as a stone. I turned it on, and the screen just stayed blank. Worked this morning on 40, so I was working earlier today, but something happened throughout the day, and it failed. I probably should have shut it off. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC, over.
Okay, K6MYC, November 7 Whiskey Tango. Hopefully it's not too hot down there. It's 89 degrees right now in the sunshine here. It's in Gardnerville. And we're a little bit smoky. It looks like they must have some fires probably in Yosemite or something that's drifting up here. It's a little hazy and smoky here in the valley today, over.
Okay, is that what he said? Is that what you heard?
I read it.
Oh, okay. Judy said there's a fire up there near Tahoe, but you're quite a ways from that. Any fires close to you, Larry? Over. The path has dropped, Larry, it looked like. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Are there any fires near you, Larry? Over.
I'm just guessing they're probably down towards Yosemite. That's where they usually have those fires in Yosemite that drift up there, kind of in northeast direction from Yosemite. Usually seems like that's where it happened. Anyway, it just looks a little smoky, like there's something going on out there. I haven't heard of a specific location. I'm just guessing where it might be. Anyhow, you went from 5.9 to a little bit of a garbled S3. I don't know if the band is shifting around here. Hopefully it'll come back up here. K6MYC and 7WT. Can't tell you where the fire is. I just noticed some smoke in the air. Over.
Yeah, we don't have any smoke sometimes. What?
And Yosemite at Cherry Lake and Clavis Lake.
Yeah, but he's not anywhere near that. He's on this side of this.
That's where the fire is.
Yeah. Yeah, the fire is up on the Yosemite side of the Sierra, so you wouldn't get that one. There may be another one near you there, but as you say, you're seeing a little smoke, but if it was serious, you wouldn't have any power. All right, bud. We'll see you on 6. We look forward to working you on 6, and the signals went down to a Q4 copy and then came back up, and you were starting to get loud toward the end again. 73s, N7WT, and 73s to you, Daniel. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296. Daniel, we've got new people, some new people on 1296, 2 new guys that'll be starting out. So we're looking forward to more contacts on 1296. N7WT for your final Leary, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, you finished up with a 5 and 9 plus, so we'll say 73 to see you on 6 meters. I suppose we'll see you on 1296 with a little luck. Hopefully the band will work as well on 1296 as 220 tonight. Good signal for the most part tonight. 73, N7WT.
Yeah, very good. Solid. You came right up to armchair copy again. Good deal. And we'll look for you on 6 in a few minutes here, and then we'll slide over on 2 tomorrow night. And hopefully we'll get good conditions on 1296 also. Take care. N7WT over to KE7UQL for your final, Daniel, if you're still copying, K6MYC. Okay, really down in the mud on that one, Daniel. Thank you. 73, Daniel. 73, see you tomorrow on 1296. KE7UQL and 7WT, K6MYC, quickly back to Sacramento and the Bay Area for late checks and mist. Here we go.
73 and 7WT.
73, Larry.
KE7UQL, 73.
Oh, now you're way up again, Daniel. You never know. 73. Okay, Bay has Sacramento, in case there's anybody that we've missed here. Sacramento area, 222 Bozo Net, K6MYC, QRZ. How about N6RO? I'm stopping here at N6RO direction. N6 Radio Oscar Oakley. How about it, Ken? K6MYC. That's unusual not to have Ken in here on 222. He's got a big station. N6RO, one last call, K6MYC, and then we'll be in the Bay Area. You should still be able to hear me. N6RO, K6MYC, over. Okay, nothing heard. Going to the Bay Area. Bay Area. How about something like that? That should be pretty close to W6 Papa Queen London. W6 PQL. Jim, are you there tonight? Over. K6MYC. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area on 222 Bozo Net? K6MYC, calling and listening. Okay, that's it for late checks and missed. I can't think of anybody else for missing quite a few people in the San Joaquin Valley here. So I don't know where Ken and all the others are, but they may be just busy. And it is hot. Viewers had one last call, 222. Anywhere, anybody, K6MYC. Okay, over to 6 meters. Here we go. on this band. 6-meter Bozo Net. Let me go up to Nevada. Well, I'm up to Nevada.
Good evening, WA6LIE.
Well, I'll take you, Scott. Good evening. WA6LIE 618. I don't know where I'm pointed, but I'm hearing you, so we'll take it. I had lost the controller here earlier in the evening, and I've changed it so we may be out of calibration here. WA6LIE 618 is his number, and that's Scott. Good day to you. Back to you. How's the weather in Monterey, you turkey? Over.
Yeah, good evening there, Mike. Well, up to 75 today is pretty nice. It's probably until about 10 o'clock. Clock's back in now. Something in 4 or 5. But it's been nice. Missed the European Open, I guess, here on 6 meters this morning, starting around 10:30 local time and lasted for a couple hours or so. I didn't do anything, didn't work anything, but a few of the other locals did, Mike. Over.
Okay.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, you sound good. Glad to know you're coming along well there. I just realized I was still in the program mode, and so I've screwed up my calibration here. I'm going to have to take a minute and calibrate the readout here. So give me a minute, but 73's for now, Scott. Nice to have you in here on 6 meters, and you're certainly sounding better. WA6LIE, K6MYC, 6-meter Bozo Net, taking a pause and for recalibration of my controller. I'll be right back.
WA6JKN just came on board. I'll stand by for net control.
Okay, give us your number, Darren. Kevin.
Yeah, it's 1053, and you got a big signal in the Gilroy tonight.
Yeah, I'm probably pointed right at you at 275 or something here, so I think that's why. I'm going to calibrate the receiver, the controller to 275. I think that's about where I was when I glitched it here. I didn't realize I hadn't taken it out of program mode, and then I started fussing with it. And when you move this controller around from one program spot to another, when you come back to P6, where you put in the heading, it always goes to 0 and lets you start over again. Oh, thank you. I'll be back in a minute. Judy's listening in the background, and you're loud and clear, Kevin. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, very good. Yeah, this is WA6JKN, Kevin in Gilroy, also known as the garlic capital of the world. And I'm doing really well here, Mike. And for those that hear me, I heard the Monterey station a little bit there. If I swung the beamer on, I'd probably hear them 100%. That's for sure. So anyway, just wanted to check in and let everybody know I had a late dinner tonight, so I'm late to the party. So please excuse my my tardiness, but I'm here and ready to get logged in whenever you're ready. I think you've already logged me in, so I'll just be quiet for a while and let others check in. WA6JKN.
Okay, is this a different antenna? Have you ever checked it on 6 before?
No, this is the same antenna. It's basically a 2-wire antenna known as a hex beam.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's working good. And you've got obviously a very good shot. You're in the clear. Where in Gilroy do you live? Over.
I'm over here by El Robley School. Let's see, the cross streets would be Wren and Pirelli Street. And El Robley School is my backyard. The only thing that's in between us is a piece of property called the El Robley Park. It's a small neighborhood park. We're basically down the street from where Wheeler Hospital used to be on, 6th Street, I think is where it was. So we're not too far from there.
Okay, so you're just a little bit south of Leavesley, huh?
Yes. Let's see. Let me get my orientation correct here. Leavesley is Yeah. So we would be on the west. We would be west, southwest. Yeah. So it'd be southwest of Leavesley.
Well, Leavesley runs basically east-west, so it's the one that goes through town and goes over the hill to Salinas.
That's right. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, well, I used to live in San Martin, so I know the area pretty well. I just don't know the street names. I have a friend that lives there in Gilroy on Diane Court, right off of Leavesley, just about 5 blocks east of 101 or old 101.
Yeah, I remember. I know exactly where Diane Court is, and the only reason I know it is because that's the XYL's name. And by the way, you probably don't remember this because it was so many years ago. I'm going to say maybe probably 40 years ago when you were in San Martin. I stopped by and we had an eyeball QSO, and you were showing me your station and all that, and I was just like in a wow mode. It was like two things happening at once: candy store and wow. So yeah, those are the kind of things you just don't forget, Mike.
Well, I'm glad that we left you with a good memory there, Kevin. Very good. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But Diane Court is where Ken Holiday finally lived before he passed away, and his wife still lives there. Jackie Holiday lives on Diane Court, and I've been there many, many times. Of course, while Ken was still alive, he did a lot of the design work for us on preamps and amplifiers for the M² company. So Ken and I go back a long ways. Of course, we were partners in KLM. He was the K and I was the M of KLM, over.
Yeah, I remember Ken, and I've met him, and of course I've met you and Mel, and quite the group there.
Yeah, quite the group. We're all getting thin and weaker, though. Of course, Ken passed away about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer now, and. But Mel is still alive, but I understand he seems like he's got some form of dementia. I would say maybe he's on a par with where Biden is. He's losing track of who he's calling and that kind of stuff. He calls me and he doesn't remember that we talked a week earlier, that kind of thing. But that goes with old age, I guess. I'm lucky I can still put 2 and 2 together and get 26, over.
Yeah, and that's the truth. As we get older, all kinds of things creep up, and yeah, I know. I'm starting to feel that myself. But no, I wonder what happened to Mel. I used to talk to him pretty often. I can't remember the frequency or the band, but no, I think. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, it might have been on. I don't know. Maybe it was 40 meters or something like that. 75 meters. But it's been so long I don't remember. But the last time I talked to him, he was working on a manual for the Super Senior and how to set it up and the precautions and those kinds of things. And he'd asked if I would.
Hey, Mike, I think we got the Nevada guys in there, KM6SRR.
Look at any grammatical errors or technical errors, so I did that. So that was at least 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I don't remember.
Yep, very good. Well, I think he's still living where he was always living, up in Sierras here, somewhere north of here. But he also used to be very active on an 80-meter net in the morning, or a kind of a group of guys that got together. Now, whether he's still doing that or not, I don't know. I never got into the net thing or into the group. What he was on, he was an early riser, and I wasn't. Let me let you go, Kevin. We've got other people chomping at the bit to get in here. So we ought to take a listen and see who else is on frequency here for the Bozo Net. Good to get connected with you and remember some old times there. W6JKN Gilroy, K6MYC, and over to you, Rob, WKM6SRR. Go ahead, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR. We had Ben in there, and heard Larry in there, too, plus some CW probably coming from Nevada. Over.
Okay. We had, who do we have in there on CW?
I think it was the boys from Nevada. I'm CW challenged, as they say. Over.
Oh, that might have been Richard. I forgot to get Richard in here. But let me get you in and let me get Ben in. WB6GBS. WB6GBS. Ben, good evening to you. Give me your Bozo number, Ben, so Judy can hear it. Over.
694.
Thank you, Ben. Good to hear you. Sorry I missed you. The antenna's off to the side of you, and they're not your normal bodacious signal here. It's no problem. I'm just happen to be pointed at Gil right here. I should be pointed north, so let me go up north where I should be pointed and pick up the guys in Nevada there. Thank you, Ben. And any news to report from your side, or is it just trying to stay alive in the heat? Over.
That's about it. I don't think I want to be outside too much today.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was outside, but I have a pool, and I kept going in the pool in my clothes, with my clothes on, and getting wet, and then I'd get out and work for a while until I got dry, and then I'd go in the pool again. I did 3 times, and I'm on the same clothes I had on earlier, and they're all dry already. Over.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to do there. Yeah, well, I get out there a little bit and water a few things there and such, but I'm not too much to stay out there very long.
Yeah, okay, 7-3 for now, Ben. Thanks again for checking in. I'm rotating now. As I talk to you, I'm rotating up toward Nevada, I think. This rotator, I didn't program it for headings, so I'm going to have to do a lot more manual work with it than normal here. The other one's got the headings that I normally go to. Anyway, let me get to Nevada here. Hang on. Here we come up on Nevada, 340 something, coming up 350, and there we are into Nevada, so this should be good. How about you, Richard? KD6BQ, K6MYC, over.
WB6JNC, 349, over.
Yeah, we hear you, Richard. You're down a little bit. We'll get you in just a second. I'm just getting WB6JNP. That's Dane. His number 107.
Okay, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Who's K something that you're just talking to?
I was talking to WB6GBS, 694. You got him?
Yeah.
That's Ben. And then we've got Rob, of course, is in here. And now we've got...
N7WT was in there, and K6MI 711.
Okay, there's 711, K6 Mexico, Italy. K6MI, good evening again, John. You're not as strong here as you were on 220. Very good. All right, let me see. I've got Richard and Dane. Dane, hang on a second. I got you in here. WB6JNP, you've got 107. And that's Dane. He's in Corsico. That's why he's so loud. Anything quickly to report, Dane, or shall I catch the guys in Nevada first? Over.
You can catch the guys in Nevada. I was playing HVAC today with my neighbor. Seems like the heat managed to wipe out a starting capacitor. So we got that straightened out, and I tried to get an HVAC guy up. Is something like a week's delay nowadays. So at 103, it doesn't work well.
Yeah, well, we were still probably pushing right around 113. I don't think it was much different today than yesterday or the day before. So very warm here too. And I lost my controller. I don't know if it was due to the heat, but it might have been due to the fact that the heat was making my inverter go on and off and flicker, and it was probably one of the flickers that the controller didn't like, and it went dead. So luckily I had a spare, and I put it in quickly just before the net here. All right. Let's see, up to you again, Richard, and let's see if the path has improved there. KD6BQ, KD6BQ 249. Over to you, Richard, K6MYC. I'm out of calibration. We must just have poor propagation. Let's see if I can hear Larry in here. N7 Whiskey Tango. How about it, Larry? Maybe I can peek on your signal. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Anybody? I can hear voices, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, that's Larry talking. He's saying you're not as loud as normal either, and he had 64 degrees up there, I think. Okay, Larry, yeah, copy on that. You said I'm way down the noise also. We got you checked in, though, Larry. N7WT, KM6SR with K6MYC. Over.
Right, yeah, thanks for picking me up earlier on CW. I heard you acknowledge me on CW, so thanks a lot, Rob, but thanks for passing that along. And 7WT, we'll say 70, guys. The band conditions are lousy tonight on 6.
Yeah, we got you now. You just came up out of the noise, Larry. We got you now. N7WT. You were checked in, as is Richard also. N7WT 657 K6MYC. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, okay. Now you're up to 5 and 5. I don't know what you did different, but all of a sudden you turned something on. You're 5 and 5 now. Over.
Yeah, it's just band conditions. I was worried that I didn't have the antenna calibrated, but I must be pretty close to being on you. I was going to wiggle it back and forth, but I haven't had a chance yet. Make a little longer transmission, Larry, and I'll see if I'm peaked on you. Over.
Okay. Anyway, like I said, I'll give you my weather report again. It was, right now it's 84 degrees in the shack. We did peak out in the sun 105. That's the sun look like the water is last anyway. But it's 105. I hope it's degrees cooler than the one that sits in the sun. So I'm not a real accurate count of temperature in the shade. Right now it's 84 in the sun out there, so it has cooled down miserably. I think a high today showed 105. So anyway, is that enough scatter? Over.
Oh boy, 105, huh? That's pretty warm for up at your elevation there. Boy, oh boy. Okay. I'm glad it's cooling down for you. We don't cool down like that here. It was still 100 degrees yesterday. I'll bet you if Judy steps outside and reads the thermometer right now, it'd be pushing toward 100 even now. We cool down slower, and even at midnight, it's still 90 here. So we don't get the cold nights that you guys get up there because of the elevation. All right, Larry, it came up and then it went back down again, so it's just bad conditions. I did swing back and forth and I peaked on you. I'm off about 5 degrees, but not a big error. Thank you, Larry, and thank you to Richard. Richard, I'm sorry we're not doing better, but the band is just not doing very good for us on 6. It was good on the other band. 222 was good, but 6 meters is suffering. Over to you, Richard, see if I can hear your final. KD6BQ with N7 Whiskey Tango, signing K6MYC. Go ahead, Richard. Okay, we got it. 73. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Sorry, we're not doing better. I've got some noise, but it was terrible earlier. Luckily, just before nap time, it quieted down there. Take care, my friend. See you later. And catch you Wednesday. We'll catch you on Wednesday. And Larry, hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow night on 1296. N7WT for a final, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
Roger, Mike. Just to clarify, we're actually about 99 degrees. Would be the temperature in the shade for Gardnerville. The 105 I gave you is my I have my one weather station sits right out in the broad sunlight with no shade. That was the one that recorded the 105, but that's not an accurate in-shade report. So 99 was our high today in the shade. Over.
Yeah, rough copy. You're down close to my noise. That normally would not be a problem, but my solar panel noise from my neighbors just killing you and keeping the copy. I got bits and pieces, but not solid. Anyway, we'll carry on the various bands over the next couple of days. Larry, thank you very much. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC, clear and going towards Sacramento.
Relay, KM6SR.
Bozo 884.
Okay, go ahead, Rob, and then we got somebody with a 4 in there. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, that was WB6GGY 884. Yeah, Larry was just saying that 105 is his station out in the direct sun, and his in the shade thermometer was 95. So that's what he was saying there. And we'll say 73, KM6SR.
Okay. Let's get
100 here.
Huh?
100 here.
Oh, wonder what's right now. Judy just went outside and looked at the gauge. It's 100 right at this time here at 8:30. So we got Phil. Good evening, Phil. I'm not pointed at you, but you're pretty loud. WB6 Golf Yankee. WB6GGY 884 K6MYC. Go ahead, Phil.
Yes, WB6GGY Bozo 884. Top temperature today was 101. It was 101, and it's cooling down presently. It's down to 84 degrees. Okay, very good, there, Mike, and we'll keep it short and talk to you. WB6GGY, and a very good evening to Judy there.
Yeah, good deal. I just got the antenna down on you. This new rotor controller is a little different than the other one, and I went the wrong direction because I was misreading the numbers or misinterpreting the readout. It's going to take me a while to get this rotor controller notched in like it. I don't have to tune it for every single person. I can have headings that I go to. Anyway, good to hear you. And what did you say your temperature was today, Phil?
101. So yeah, it was 101, and it is cooling down. It is cooling off. So we'll this too we shall survive. There, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my lights are flickering here for no reason. I'm on PG&E. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, your signal's holding steady.
Yeah, I know, but... Okay, there it is. It stopped flickering. I don't like that flicker business. There's no reason for it. I'm on PG&E, and yes, the inverter's running, but I can't shut it off. It has to keep going, and it's got a fan on it, too. But it's still 100 out there, and it's trying to tell me that it's done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get cool. And I wish I could help it. Okay. Thanks, Phil, for the 101. And we'll see you in the morning. By the way, Bob is going to be on his boat, and we're going to be testing from the harbor with his backstay and 100 watts. So be interesting if you can hear him there. WB6GGY, K6MYC.
Roger. We'll definitely look for him, and it'll be interesting to see how his signal is off the backstay. Okay, 73, WB6GGY.
Thanks, Phil. Good to hear you, and hopefully we'll hear Greg in here before it's all over.
WA6HA 1013. There.
Yeah, speak of the devil. Not exactly. 1013. It's WA6HNA, right?
QSL, you got it.
Yeah, for some reason I put a B in there in my brain. WA6HNA. I knew that's what it was.
What?
HNA, Hotel November Alpha, 1013. And we got you. I wrote the log down last night, and you were one of the numbers that I came to, and I said, I think that's Greg's number. Of course, we haven't been doing this long between you and me, and I was a little bit flaky on your number, but we had it. We got it. There was only one or two of them that I struggled with. Anyway, good to hear you, and thanks for checking in here.
Hot up there in Groveland.
Yeah, I bet it was hot in Groveland. Judy thinks it was 103 according to our records here. What do you have?
Yeah, I actually didn't look. I know it was 100 at one time, but I didn't look at the peak value, so I probably should have done that before getting on the net. But it was over 100, so 103 sounds really close. So, and Mike, on the second topic, not necessarily tonight, but eventually, I know you're running solar power down there, and you've managed to put together a system that's not completely wasting away your HF radios and stuff. So we're running PG&E only right now, and with all the PG&E outages, I'm thinking about making sure that I've got solar backup and actually maybe handle half of my power through solar. So anyway, so I'm kind of trolling around for anybody who's had success making a noise-free station with solar power. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, very good, Greg. Well, the guy that really did mine, although we confirmed a lot that I can't do it so much because I can't see and I can't read the specs and stuff. But Frank, W6BBS, did mine. And other than this controller that's struggling when the temperatures here get to 100 plus, the controller is kicking out the temperature, doing what it's supposed to do, but I would wish that we could cool it better. And we're going to have to work on that. Otherwise, it's flawless. But right now, I'm backing up with PG&E just so that it doesn't flicker and go out on us here. Because it shuts off for 2 or 3 minutes, and then it comes back on as soon as it cools. But that's annoying. It's hard on the electronics and the computers and stuff. So I just turn PG&E on and let it roll until we figure out how to cool this thing so it doesn't have these intermittent flickers. Anyway, Frank can help you. Frank's still a little under the weather. I called him this morning, and he's got the poison oak in the eyes again. He's getting better. He can see a little bit, but his eyes are really giving him trouble because he's sweating so heavily up there when he tries to work. He's sweating, and then, of course, there's poison oak all around on the property, and he probably has it on some clothing or a hat or something. And it keeps getting into his eyes, so it's the second bout he's had. And he's not usually prone to that. He can pick it up and work with it with his hands, but your eye tissues are much more sensitive to that. So that's what he's suffering with right now, but he says he was better and he might be over tomorrow. He'll certainly be back in here on Wednesday if everything continues to heal. But he's the guy to ask, and we have a good company down in Texas that we're dealing with, and they're very helpful. They give us special deals on packages and stuff like that, and then we tell them what we're thinking about getting, and they say, well, why don't you think about this one? We could give you a better break on it, and blah blah blah. So really handy to work with them. So we can help you build up a station that's whatever level you want, fully off-grid or being ready to be off-grid when and if you need it, etc., etc. WA6HNA and the group, K6MYC.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll give him a ring or when he's feeling better. Yeah, I've had poison oak a time or two. You don't want that in your eyes. My heart goes out for him. So we'll let him get healthy, and this is going to be a process, so there's plenty of time, and I'll bug Frank about that. So Yeah, it seems like Texas has got a number of solar companies down there. So I'll be really curious to see what he talks about and which vendors, not just the distributors, but the manufacturing vendors he's come up with that seem to work out well. So I know a lot of them will make a lot of noise. I've been reading blogs the last couple of days, and boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of you get all the complaints about what didn't work. And what I'm trying to find out is the one that did work. So that's a different problem. All right, well, thanks so much, and we'll catch you later. Maybe today's Monday, so I'll see you Wednesday night for sure. K6MYC WA6HNA.
Close to him, Cherry Lake?
Yeah.
How close are you to the fire, Greg, the one at Cherry Lake there, over?
Yeah, Cherry Lake is just east of us. It's in the high country, and it's a very slow fire up there. It's been burning for a few days, so it's not a heavily wooded area. So they tend to burn kind of slow up there. I don't think it's at least last time I checked, it wasn't really running out on anybody. So we're a long ways away from that. Back to you.
Okay, well, that's good. Judy was just concerned that it was getting close to you there, but that's okay. All right, good deal. You're like me. You don't look at the temperature. It's hot. You know it's hot, somewhere around 100. That's close enough for your numbers, and that's sort of my way to do as well. But a lot of guys give me their exact temperature, so we've been passing ours on for what it's worth there. Anyway, same way with the fires. If they're not out there where I can see the smoke and see the flames, I'm not too concerned, although I'm sorry for other people that have to deal with it. But anyway, Judy has, her daughter lives up there in San Andreas, and there's some stuff that's going on there that's pretty close in certain parts of San Andreas. Also, one of her daughters lives in Mariposa, and it's pretty close to, it came right to the edge of upper north end of Mariposa. My brother lives in Mariposa, but he's 9 miles from the fire, so you can live in an area and you can still be way, way, way away from it. All right, thanks, Greg, and we'll keep as soon as Frank gets back on here, when the temperatures get a little cooler, maybe he'll be in the shack more, and you can always catch him on the phone as well. I could give you his number at any time, and he'd be happy to chat with you. WA6HNA in the group, K6MYC, 6-meter Bozo Net, looking into the Sacramento area.
73, Mike.
I hear KR6MR very lightly. Let me see. KR6MR, maybe I can wiggle the antenna and get a little bit more on you. Go ahead again, John.
Roger. That's 600 watts. You should.
Transmission there, so I didn't get a peek on you. So I'm not copying very well, John. I think I heard you say you're running 600 watts. It sure doesn't sound like it. You're probably not hearing me very well either. I'm running close to 1500 at least in the shack here. But we got you in there, KR6MR number 659. John, of course, in Meadow Vista, and we'll see who else is in here. We should be able to hear Bill. Let's see if I can hear you, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC. I'm not hearing Bill. KO6KD, how about you, Robbie? You heard Bill?
No, I searched around, didn't hear him. I usually hear him, but not real loud. Over.
Did you hear KR6MR?
Yeah, I heard him fine. Over.
I got this damn noise, it's a background noise. It's taking about 10 or 15 dB of signal to noise ratio away from me. So it's not making a comfortable copy. Why don't you, we'll call Bill one more time. Bill, come on in, and I've got Rob listening. He's got better ears tonight than I have. KO6KD, KO6KD, 100 watts in the Yaesu, K6MYC, over. I hear somebody whistling. Who's whistling? Give me a call sign, the whistler. Roger. Okay, I got you, Bill. KO6KD 776, Bill there. Oh yeah, you're way down, Bill. Rough copy. Well, everybody's rough copy for me. Rob, are you copying at all?
I heard a little bit of whistling, but I tried to peek on it. I couldn't find it, over.
Yeah, well, he's right in that same area, and he's in Roseville, of course. There you go. I'm starting to hear your voice now, Bill. Over. Is he still talking, Rob?
Yeah, I can barely tell it's him. He said Dan was in there, and he said check him in. He's out. Over.
Who is Dan? Dan who?
Dan 600J, Bozo 939.
Oh, there you are. Okay, Dan, I got you. N6RZJ 939. Your Q4, Dan, go ahead and make a transmission. I'm probably a little far to the west for you. Let me come up on you. N6RZJ, K6MYC, over.
Okay, well, I've got here a little bit. Been chatting with Bill on Swedes, and he's very frustrated that he cannot get any output for that radio. Actually, it's got good output, and it just doesn't seem to transmit. So I don't know what the issue is. It's very, very weak here as well, but he's probably feeding down towards you, so that makes sense. And anyway, good signaling tonight. I have a little bit of noise up here tonight. Good copy for sure. K6NYC and the Bozo Net N6R.
Okay, well, you're coming up a little bit at the end there, and it's Q3 to 4, Dan. I didn't get much in the middle, but we got the ending call signs and stuff there. So we won't keep it, but I appreciate you calling in. And I guess we just have to live with my noise problem here for a while. And maybe one of these days Frank will get some time and get over his poison oak, and he'll get the 6-meter antenna up. He should be able to hear you guys nicely from the Sacramento area with his antenna, but he doesn't have the noise that I have. This is a solar system that's about a quarter of a mile from me, and it just kills me at this time of day. 7373 and 6RZJ. See you on 1296 tomorrow. Look for you on 1296 tomorrow, Dan, K6MYC.
Relay SRR.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan was saying that he was talking to Bill on 2 meters, and Bill's real frustrated that that radio doesn't put out very much power there. And that's about it, KM6SR.
Yeah, I know. It puts out 100 watts, but it doesn't sound like 100 watts, and we don't know why. It seems to be only on 6 meters. He doesn't have any audio. It doesn't have any audio punch. Anyway, hopefully one of these days you'll get his 7700 back, and you'll have 200 watts, and that'll make a difference. Thanks, Dan, for the update. KN6RZJ, K6MYC. Anybody else in the Sacramento area? K6MYC, 6-meter Bozo Net. Okay, nothing heard. Let's go over to N6RO.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, Ken said yes.
Okay, now I'm pointed that way. I have to do this manually. It's taking me a little longer to go from one spot to the other. This controller is running a little slower than the other one I had in here. The other one has a bigger transformer with more voltage. So this one, the system's working, but it's turning a 40 meter, an 40 meter, a 20 meter, and a 6 meter beam that are huge. So it's struggling, and it's also 800 feet away. So it's a little slower to respond than the other controller. And N6RO, I think I heard you there, Ken, K6MYC.
K6MYC and company, N6RO. Yeah, good high temperature today was 95, and hoping tomorrow is the same or cooler, as we've got a big work party rigging the new tower. We won't have antennas on it, but we'll get all the hardware assembled. And, for duty on Bozo 835. And that's about it, N6RO.
Yeah, we didn't hear you on 220. What happened?
I never heard a soul. The SWR was good, but I just didn't hear anybody.
Yeah, something wrong on your side. Everybody else was booming in, big signals from the Bay Area, and I called you several times. So something wrong there. You must have had the wrong feed line on or something, over.
No, the antenna was good because of the SWR was good, and the power output was good. So there's something wrong in the receive line. So we'll figure it out. My chief engineer's coming up tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but I didn't hear you either. So I called you several times, both coming and going, because I went up to the Bay Area. I mean, I went up to Nevada, and then I came back and stopped again and called you. So I called you 2 different times with time frames, 15 minutes in between. Never heard a peep, and I listened carefully, over.
Yeah, well, I never heard a peep the whole time I was listening. I wasn't here every minute, but I've been checked several times and never heard anybody from the beginning to now.
Okay, we've got a weird phone call here at this hour. It's strange. Let me see who this is.
We'll see on the other band tomorrow, N6RO.
From PG&E, apparently we've lost power up here again. I haven't lost it, but obviously PG&E is off. Apparently it was off and we didn't know it. They're telling us it was just put back on again. Well, that may be why when I had PG&E turned on here, it wasn't doing the job and my inverter was flickering on me. Okay. Anyway, we're under control, Ken, and we're still functional, I guess. I did receive today 2 little boxes. They're very tiny. They're about 3 by 4 by 1 inch thick. And they convert 50 volts at 30 amps down to 12 volts. So that gives you 12 volts at 30 amps out of these little boxes from the 50 volts. So now I won't have even a power supply in between, and I won't have to have the inverter. Will be drawing everything right directly off the batteries. I've got 2 of them. Both of them are 30 amps. I don't know why I ended up with 2, but maybe I think we ordered the 60 amp one, and maybe they couldn't give us the 60, so they gave us 2 30s that we can put in parallel. I don't know. We'll find out more tomorrow when I talk to Lee. But anyway, that's one way to do it. Once you get totally off the need even for inversion for radio stations and stuff, Ken, over.
Yeah, sounds interesting. I'll look into it. Don't have an immediate need, but good to know about.
Yeah, they're real cheap. When you do get solar, all your batteries for solar are going to be 50 volts, and you need to get that conversion down to 12 for most of your radios and stuff. All right.
Be the time I'll get them.
Yeah, okay. Very good. going to let you go, and I'll go into the Bay Area, and we'll start to wrap this thing up. It's warm in the shack here, warmer than it should be. Air conditioning is on here, and we think we're set to 80, but we're not sure. I'll go read the temperature gauge in a few minutes here. It seems to be awfully warm in the shack, but I'm making power here, and I may be just generating more heat than the system can handle. 73 Ken, we'll see you tomorrow on 1296, and I'll write you in on 222. I'm sorry we missed you. N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. And by the way, I could hear Bill quite well when I pointed the 7 element at him. And I can combine both antennas. I got one on you and one on Sacramento right now. And RZJ was very loud here. 7-3, see you tomorrow. N6RO.
Okay, 7-3, I can. Who was the other breaker? K6MYC, Bozo, 6 meters, over.
Kilo Oscar 6, Delta Hotel India, Bozo 1134, Nora.
That was 1134 Mel, Mike, KM6SRR.
I got a phone call, Rob, hang on.
Sounds like Merle, KO6DHI.
Okay, I'm back. Rob, what were you going to say?
KO6DHI.
Okay, I hear you, Merle. KO6 Delta Hotel India. KO6 Delta Hotel India. And you'll have to do it for me, Merle. I can't remember your number yet. We haven't been on here long enough with you. Please give me your Bozo number, over.
My Bozo number is 1134, and you're making a good trip up this way. How's this thing doing tonight?
Well, you're not real strong. Well, I may not be pointed at you. I think I'm a little bit too far to the north for you. Let me come back. Well, no, I'm right up the valley. I'm actually pointed at you. Have you heard me stronger than you're hearing me right now, over?
Yeah, I'm getting plus 20 on you, over 9, so that's about the strongest I've had you so far.
Yeah, I didn't copy that. You're a little muffled here, your audio. It's not real crisp. And I can't copy through the speaker and the background noise. Rob, can you hear what he's saying?
Yeah, I didn't remember too much. I think he said he was getting you really good, over.
Okay, well, that's good, Merle, and thank you very much for calling in. It's not your fault. I've got power line or solar panel noise or solar inverter noise from a neighbor that I look through when I point up to the north, and it's pretty bad. And it radiates into the power lines and goes all over the place to the north of me here. And that's what I'm fighting this evening. I can hear you, and you're doing well, but not as well as I would expect, but better. At least the best I've heard you, I think, on 6 meters here. KO68DHI, K6MYC. Thank you, Merle.
Okay, Mike, you have a good evening there, and we'll be getting this thing up higher in time, so you have a good evening. 7-3, KO6DHI.
Okay, 7-3, and hopefully I do better. And we're going to make some audio changes here, too, in the near future. I've got a speaker that I think I can bring in here so that I can have it loud for Judy, and I can also be listening on my Bluetooth. I can copy 100% in these conditions with my Bluetooth, but it's because it comes right into my hearing aids, right in my ears, and I don't have any external noise. But I just don't do well through the speaker. My ears are too old. They're 87-year-old ears, and they just don't work well anymore. 7-3, Merle. KO6DHI, K6MYC. Anybody else before I go into the Bay Area, over? Okay, nothing heard. Let me go into the Bay Area here.
WA6AXX 773, no traffic.
I got you, Ed. Try it now. You'll be louder now. WA6AXX 773 for Judy, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good. No traffic, just kind of warm, a little, not quite as warm tomorrow, and then hot again for 2 or 3 days. So it's summer, K6MYC, WA6AXX.
It is summer, by golly, and you know, we're paying the price for it. All winter long we were waiting for summer to get. Boy, I wish summer would get here sooner. I'm freezing my butt off here. And now we get it, and it's, well, I was in the pool 3 times today. I think you may have heard this. I got in with all my clothes on, and I would work for about 2 hours, and then the next thing I'd know, I was looking down, I'm all dry. And I'm starting to get hot again, so I go get another cold drink and get back in the pool, get all soaking wet, and go back to work. I'm working through it, but I'm not a real efficient worker at this level. Over.
Well, I hope you didn't have your wallet and your cell phone in your pockets.
Well, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Oh, I know that.
No, I had everything. I didn't have I had just my underwear on. So I had clothes on. I had a shirt and underwear. I had my pants with all my screwdrivers and wrenches and stuff. They were on the chair waiting for me to get out of the pool. So I kind of lied that I came in. I got in the pool with all my clothes. I shouldn't have said all. I should have said some.
Just enough to keep the police away.
Yeah, exactly. More information than you needed, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. Let's see. Who else do we have in the Bay Area? And where Jim is tonight. I haven't heard PQL on any band. He was real quiet yesterday, too. W6PQL, are you here? K6MYC.
And 5MPD is here.
Okay, and I did not hear you on 222, but I didn't expect to. Good evening to you, Brett, N5NPD. 1029, is that right? 1029?
1129.
1129. Geez, I better put that 1 in there, huh?
Give me my 1.
Give me my 1 back, okay. Well, you're sounding good. No problem copying you. I wish Merle was as strong as you are. I don't know what it's going to take to get Merle up. Can you tell me what his antenna system is again? I know you've been helping him with it a little bit, over.
Oh, it's a 2-element diamond 6-meter antenna that I had on the fence. I talked to you for a month or so, and he got that from me. So he's got that pretty high, but yeah, usually when you're pointing towards Oakley, he picks you up the best. Over.
Well, I was pointed toward Oakley, but I couldn't get any better out of him. But he just, is he running 100 watts?
You know, I don't know about that, but I would imagine it's 100 watts. I believe it's an ICOM unit, so it's probably 100 watts, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's HF and a 6-meter radio.
Oh, he sent it to me. It was FTDX something, 100 or FTDX 10, something like that. I'm a Yaesu guy, so I don't know the ICOM stuff.
Well, those are Yaesu numbers.
Yeah, I have to look back through the messages he was sending me, so yeah, I really don't know. But anyhow, I upgraded to general over the weekend, so now I can chit-chat on more HF frequencies.
Well, good for you. Congratulations. And who put the test on for you?
When I was up in Portola, I was hot and the air conditioner was on, so I just sat there and did it online. It was WY5I or something like that. It was an online testing group. They're very nice and went very smooth.
Yeah, that's good to know because Judy wants to get her license, and maybe for us, we can't. We're not very mobile. So WY5I, remember that group? They've been around a long time and helping a lot of people get licenses. So WY5I has a site, and you can take the test right online, Judy. That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's great. Congratulations again, Brett. And the next one you want to go for is your extra. Of course, I wouldn't worry about the advanced. I'm not even sure they have the advanced anymore. There's no advantage to it. Just get the extra and be done with it, and then you can get all privileges on all bands, over.
Yeah, that's a little ways off. I can get a little bit more here and fiddle around with the general and get on the HF stuff and see what's what and move on from there. But yeah, I do have access. I had originally, when I got the technician, I purchased this ham radio prep stuff, and it gives you access to technician, general, and extra. So I may have to sit there and look at it and see if I can do it and move forward. But I'll play with this for a while, and then we'll see what happens. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, you'll want, there'll be times when you want to get on extra. All my conversations with my friends around the country and across the pond are in the extra class part of the band, and you would not be able to join in. Not that you would want to join in with me necessarily, but covers a big chunk of 20 meters when you don't have extra. Same with 40. And a lot of the DX and the real interesting stuff is down in the extra part of the band, not in the upper part of the band. So there's an incentive to get the extra. It's not that hard. I'm sure if you studied and got the general and it didn't take you that long, I'm sure you could do the extra. As long as you're sort of going after it and you're fresh in your mind on some of the questions are even similar, if not identical. So it might be a good idea to stay with the thing for a few more weeks and just put the damn thing to bed, and then you're done with it. Over, and you don't have to be worried about working out of the band. It's very embarrassing to be sitting there talking to somebody and said, you know, you're out of the band, because we know by looking at QRZ.com what your class license is, and if you're down at 7140, we know you're out of the band. You can only go down to 7175, stuff like that. Over.
Yeah, very good. Maybe tomorrow I'll take a peek at it and throw some of the practice tests out there and see what it looks like. And yeah, I can play with it. Yeah, it's all fresh in mind. The general was seemed to me to be way easier than the technician. Over.
Well, they're essentially the same. I don't know why the technician would be any different. It may be just that they were one of the rounds. They have numbers of tests, and I think they have like 50 tests. At least 10 or 30, 20 or 30 in each category, and they rotate the tests, so they're not always the same test, and some are probably more technical than others, and so on. So I don't know. I haven't taken one for years. I got my extra back in the mid 90s, and so I haven't thought about it since. Hi. All right. Take care. 7-3. We'll see you Wednesday. I'm sure, Brett. N5 NPD, K6MYC, looking for anybody else in the Bay Area.
KB6SR.
Okay, I heard two of you and I missed the call. KW what? Try it again. The other stations that called in. Try again. Bozo Net, QRZ.
Alpha Bravo 6 Sierra Romeo 807.
Oh, there you are. AB6SR 807. See, that was the 807 we were struggling with. When I wrote the 807 down yesterday in 2 meters, I wrote it poorly, and she kept saying, who's this 507? And I said, well, I know 507, but he wasn't in there. That's Fred. AB6SR, Alpha Bravo 6 Sugar Radio. And that's Dan, and his number is 807, like the beer can, or beer bottle, 807. Anyway, good evening, Dan. Take a transmission, and you're sounding good. Over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. It's a little bit cooler here than for you in your underwear in the pool. So we're down to 74 this evening, which is really nice. So good evening to Judy there. I won't stay home long because I'm only on that Delta loop here with 100 watts on the FT920. So back to you. Looking for a cooler day tomorrow, as Ed was saying, but nothing else here. Well, can't do anything outside. Still too hot for me. K6MYC AB6SR 807.
Yeah, you should come down and visit me. I worked all day. I worked about 6 hours today, and it was only 113 here. Over.
Yeah. No way for me, Mike. No way for me. Back to you.
Okay. Yeah, well, you have to build up to it. I'm kind of used to it now. I've been living in the Fresno area for many years now, and I went to school here also, so I was aware that it was liable to be mighty warm here. I like warm weather, and other than when it gets to be over 110, that's oppressive. So you've almost got to have a pool or some other way to cool off. Once it gets up above 100, I'm ready. That starts to tell me I got pool, P-O-O-L, written across my forehead. Time to get in the pool. Over.
Okay, I've got a hot tub here, but got rid of the pool some years ago because I'm a bit too old for it. Anyway, nothing else from here, so have a look around the Bay Area. Wonder if Jim PQL is going to come on or not. So back to you, K6MYC AB6SR.
Okay, Stan, well, thanks very much for checking in. Your Delta Loop's doing an outstanding job. I wish some of the guys with small beams would do as well. So you're doing... Stan, S-T-A-N, Stan, yeah. Okay, buddy, take care, and we'll see you on Wednesday, thanks. K6MYC Bozo Net, 6 meters, beaming the Bay Area and looking for more check-ins. Over.
KW6S.
Hey, there she is. There he is. Good evening again, Tom. KW6 Sugar 610 610. Good evening, and maybe we might even have Lee in here. What do you think? You can take a standby. KW6 Sugar and the group K6MYC.
Yeah, very good. AF6U, KW6S.
AF6Y, AF6 United, are you here, Lee? I don't hear him.
He was at 10-meter net earlier, so maybe he just drifted away. Anyway, I was listening to you earlier, and you were real strong, and you were reading off degrees, and you said 340, and you were just really good signal still, and then you maybe said 340, and you were gone.
I'll be darned. Probably a big bounce off of something in the Sierras there or something, Tom. That's what I would guess. I was getting some funny bounces. I had very strong signals from Placerville tonight, from the Bay Area, and we also had strong signals from, what in the hell was it? It was somebody else that was pointed way off axis, 340, as you said, and whoever I was talking to was way off axis, but they were coming in nicely. Over.
Yeah, I was just following along. You said you were going to Nevada, and I was going to try to jump in real quick, and boy, you were just gone. So I've been kind of waiting around here, and think I will close things down and let you finish up the net here.
Well, we're very close. But thank you for that. And we'll see you tomorrow night on 1296. We should have some newbies in there tomorrow night. Not new to the, well, a couple of guys are new to 1296. One of them will be. One's in Gilroy there. You might hear each other. That's W6JKN. Kevin in Gilroy will be on with 10 watts from his new 9700. I don't know if you'll hear him or not, but he's got a pretty good-sized antenna. You might hear each other bouncing around the hills there or something. Anyway, hopefully we'll hear him, and we also have, I think, KE6ILX in Grass Valley with 25 watts on the long Yagi, but he's got a wonderful location. You should hear Jeff from Grass Valley if you point up that way. You may not hear him on 1296, but he's going to have a big signal on the other bands when he gets up. He can run full power. He's a moon bouncer up there when he gets his station all back together. KW6S for your final, K6MYC. Tom, Rob, are you copying Tom?
Roger. How you doing, Tom? KW6S, KM6SRR.
Boy, way down here. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Well, I tried to peek on you, but I got you at about a 30-degree range, so I may not be exactly on you there. Over.
Yeah, boy, you just, if I had any noise to hear tonight, I wouldn't get you, but I can carry on like this. KM6SRR, KW6S.
All right, thanks, Tom. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it's funny who Rob and I hear two totally different people. But part of the problem in certain directions, I have noise. Now looking in your direction, it's clear. So I don't have that damn power line or that solar noise that I have for the most guys in the Bay Area and stuff. All right. Anybody else for the Bozo Net? We're missing a lot of people in the Bay Area. K6MYC 6-meter Bozo Net. Come on now.
K6USY.
Oh, there he is. Well, you're not in the Bay Area, but we'll take you, Aaron. K6 Uniform Sugar Yankee. And 1079, and probably your partner, 1100 in there as well. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yep, roger. Yep, 1079 and Bozo 1100, who I think is in the other room watching TV after putting the kids to bed. So she deserves it. And yep, tried checking in a couple times, but keep getting wiped out by the big boys. So that's okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm rotating down south because we should take a look for KB6RQU. I doubt very much he's going to be there, but you never know. So, Rob, I'm pointing down toward the valley. 130. I think I overshot here. What does that say, Judy?
151.
Oh, 151. That's perfect. Okay. So, very good, Aaron. And welcome back to the hot weather, huh? You went way down when I pointed toward 150. So, boy, oh boy, that's interesting. Poor propagation. Let me just look for KB6RQU, KB6 Radio, Queen United, or anybody else down south on 6 meters. Anybody else on 6 meters in the San Joaquin Valley. KB6RQU, Lake Isabella, or anyone else. K6MYC, Bozo Net, 6 meters, calling and standing by. Make me wait too much longer, you'll be talking to dead air. I don't hear anything, Rob.
Yeah, I don't either, and I goofed up. I heard Aaron in there earlier, but kind of a bunch of other conversation also over. Forgot to tell you, over.
Oh, is there any other call signs that we should try to get?
No, it was earlier when he was trying to check in, and he was getting covered by the big boys, as he says, over.
Oh, you're talking about Aaron, okay. Did you get Aaron's wife in there, Judy?
Yeah, what?
K6ZKA 1100.
Wait a minute.
Okay. K6ZKA 1100, Brittany. Okay. Aaron, I'm not copying well at the moment, so we'll just say 73s and look for you tomorrow night. Everything will be better on 1296, and we won't have all this, those heat issues that we have tonight. Hi. Take care. K6USY, I'll try to copy. K6MYC, over.
Yep, no problem, Mike. 73, K6USY.
Okay. And Rob, anybody? I guess we're done. So we'll see you tomorrow, probably on 1296 here.
Yep, roger. What's your count tonight, over?
21. We should have more than 21 on 6 meters. Only 21? Oh, my goodness, that's because the base. No, you didn't miss anybody. It's just that we had a light call.
I may have that I wrote here and didn't put on here yet, but I think I've got them all.
Okay.
I've got them marked off.
Okay. About 21, Rob.
Okay, yeah, I had 21 before I added my name, so we're about the same, over.
Okay, we're good to go then. 7-3, go get cool. I'm going to go get a cool one and relax and start to wind down here. Good night for now. We'll see you tomorrow. KM6SRR, K6USY, and others, K6MYC, clear and closing.
Okay, Mike. Good night. And to Judy also, K6MYC, KM6SRR.